Ryan Murphy must do time for his crimes. The way you gave us no closure, no conclusion, and no answers should be studied. It was terrible. It wasn't great. It wasn't wonderful. It wasn't demure. It wasn't mindful. I hated everything about it, Ryan Murphy. We are back to talk Grotesquerie, episode 10. Is she dead or what? Right? Lois is in the car crying with her hospital bandages. Is she melting down? Is she crashing out further? Apparently she is, because we know that off the heels of episode 9, she just unalived a man right in front of Megan, okay? Marshall is there at the house with Red, and she's making chili. They're waiting there to make Lois an offer that she can't refuse. Can we be a throuple? No sex included. We'll stay in the guest bedroom, but can we stay here? Can we just all live together? She says she must still be in the coma. She must still be asleep. She must still be in a dream state, because Marshall, what the hell are you talking about? We just got them papers. I just served you them papers. We just signed them papers. I'm not coming back to do anything of the sort. Nothing of the sort. And so Marshall, I guess, feels brutally rebuffed, right? And he and Big Red leave, and we discover that Marshall is a degenerate and an infidel and having all kinds of wild, freaky liaisons with God knows who and God knows what, okay, at this point. So Big Red confronts him and is like, did you ever even love me, Marshall? And he's like, what do you mean? She said, listen, they came over. They came over to the cribbo and they told me everything. All the faculty wives, all of that. And so I'm thinking, well, he was just laying it low and spreading it wide. Marshall was a sick freak, like Lois was saying in the early episodes, but it's what it is. Next thing we see, Marshall is in the auditorium of his lecture hall giving a lecture, because we know he's a professor, and all deep and stuff. And Megan and the other detective lady come in and they're watching him, and so he sits down. He's like, oh Lord, what is it? And he wraps up the lecture and says, I need the auditorium guys head on out. They come up and they're like, so and so and so and so is accusing you of SA. And he said, what? We had a consensual relationship. Megan's like, I tend to believe the women. I believe the victims. Okay. So you probably need to lawyer up, get ready. The other one is like, Marshall, you'll just come down there, fingerprint, and we'll OR you out on your own recognizance. And he's like, what's going on? What's going on? See the text messages? Is this someone that would have been violated by me? Is this what this looks like? And they said, come on, Marshall, let's go. So when all this is said and done, do you know what Marshall decides to do? I'll tell you. He decides to go back to this house and write a self-harm letter, a self-unaliving letter, talking about, as a black man in America, as this kind of man in America, as this kind of whatever, that this is his only way out. So he tried to take a bunch of pills, honey, but on a full stomach. So he's still awake. And Big Red says, listen, I'm here by your side right now, but I'm not going to be. Nothing I said changes. I want your stuff out the house. And he said, I'm sorry. Merritt comes to see about him. I can't imagine a world without you in it, Dad. And I'm like, okay. Next thing we know, Merritt is frantic because now Lois has been checked herself in to the psych unit 5150 because she thinks she's dead. She is thoroughly convinced, and she lays out the whole case as to why she's dead. This is a plot, plan, and scheme of the enemy. Everything that's happened, she, went back to the crime scene where she unalived this guy, and it's completely clean. Glorious McCall apparently isn't a trafficker, but a cleaner, a professional crime scene cleaner fixer, right? And so she's going through all the things with the doctor, and she's like, and that doctor who saved my life, he was having orgies in there, talking about impregnating young women, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And he's looking at her like, you're in real life. This is real. This is not a delusion. This is all this. And she's like, you must be the craftiest of all of the demons in the delusion. And I'm just sitting here like, is it over yet? Just get to the point. Get to the point of it all. So now that Marshall is, he's still alive, he gets out and Fast Eddie comes to pick him up, his son-in-law. No longer mullet Eddie, he's cleaned up because now he's found his strength, the Mexicali Men's Club. And I said, what kind of skulls and damn crossbones secret society, led by the quadriplegic man that we met a couple of episodes ago? And I said, is this the incel Power Ranger group or what? Because it's a bunch of angry men, 100 angry men down there. And Marshall, I just, the world hates strong men, but I think they should fear weak men. And I'm like, Marshall, are you strong? You have no integrity. You have no character. You're terrible. And I guess this is the incel support group. The incel support group. She confronts Dr. Feelgood, back to Lois, and he says she's unhinged. He says that she's the biggest bee he's ever met, and he feels sorry for Marshall for being with her, and that he's the one who saved her life. But you can tell he's sweating. You can tell he's a criminal. He's diabolical. And she kind of makes a reference to something I talked about in last week's live, which was this idea that a doctor's oath is to first do no harm, right? And how, he was supposed to be like her bastion of hope, this healer, and he was more corrupt than anyone else. Lois's mind is a sick and twisted place. It's not a place I would ever want to go or ever want to be. So she's back in her padded cell after going off on the doctor. And Megan comes in. How she gets into the psych unit, into the personal padded cell, puts her head in Lois's lap. I need your help, and I'm the one who got the cleaner to clean up the crime scene. Next thing we know, we still see this damn sepia tone lighting, which makes me know we're still not in the real world, and we're at that damn Last Supper crime scene again, but this time the doctor is the one on the cross. And Marshall's student who accused him has a stake through her at the Last Supper table, y'all. And do y'all know that's how they decided to end this episode, this season? Ryan Murphy, I'm not watching another episode of Grotesquerie ever in life. You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. I will catch it on the replay. I will go in the Reddit when you release a season 2. But to go this long and still not give us any damn answers, shame on you. Shame on you, Ryan Murphy, because why the hell would you do that? Again, I'm inclined to believe that none of this is real. None of these people are real. This is all a delusion in Lois's mind still. She's going to blame everything on Marshall because, again, Marshall is the cause of all of her. Everything terrible that's ever happened to her in life is because of Marshall. And so why not? Why didn't he commit this crime? I think this support group of incels is behind all of these horrible grotesquerie things in her mind. I don't believe that this is real life. I don't believe that any of this happened. I think this is all a concoction in her mind. But I'm just so disappointed in this as a whole. I'm disappointed in this season as a whole because why would you end it like that? Why would you literally give us nothing but more theories? Literally. And this hatred of men is really, I don't know why I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing it in reality of TV. I'm seeing it on like scripted shows. Why do they want women to hate men and men to hate women? Why does it have to be that way? I don't know, y'all. But that's all I got for it. We will be doing a late live tonight to talk Grotesquerie because people got kids and they wanted to take them out, trick-or-treating. But you guys, drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. What's really going on? And are you pleased with how he ended the season? Is this typical Ryan Murphy? Because y'all know I don't mess with him like this on the horror tip. I watch my 911s, all that, but I don't play over here like that. But you guys let me know. And if you enjoyed this recap, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.